So most business owners waste 5 to 10 hours trying to write the perfect YouTube script, and then all they get in return is 17 views and one like, and that one like came from themselves. So today I'm going to show you the 12-minute YouTube script system that lets you produce YouTube videos that actually turn viewers into clients without you spending your entire weekend inside a Google Doc. And this is the same system I've been using to post consistently and still get inbound leads even if the video only gets like 100 views. But first, most business owners feel stuck when their videos keep flopping. But the real reason is hiding in plain sight. So let me show you what I mean. So there was a art class and the teacher split the class into two groups. We have group 1 and group 2. And group 1 was graded on how many pots they made. And they had to make one pot every single day for the entire year. And group 2 had to make one very good pot. So just one pot, and this group did, let's just say 365 pots. And so you would assume that the group that made one pot would make one really amazing pot. But the truth is that this big group right here that made 365 pots, their pots were all way better across the board. And so this group won. And this applies to your YouTube videos. A lot of business owners get stuck on trying to create the one perfect video because they assume that it's the quality that wins on YouTube. But in reality, it's the volume that wins. Through all the channels that I've run in my time on YouTube, I've noticed that the ones that I post the most amount of videos always do the best. As you can see right here with this channel, I was posting like one video every few weeks and the growth was really slow. And as soon as I went to very frequent uploads, like we were uploading 5 videos a week, 4 videos a week for a few months until it started to take off. And so once the channel took off, that's when we scaled the volume back and we've maintained steady viewer count for the last 3 months or so. But the only reason we were able to get to this point was because we went for volume. But what do you actually do with this information? Well, the first thing is to pick a weekly upload schedule. For you, it might be one video a week. It might be daily videos. Whatever's the most amount of videos you can hit without burning out, stick to that and just maintain that forever. Now, I personally do 2 videos every week, but I'm going to increase that once I have the system locked in. But you might notice that if you want to hit a regular upload schedule, what you're going to have to do is simplify the creation process, which I'll dive into later. My video creation process is super streamlined. You want to make the recording process as frictionless as possible. Something where you can just sit down, make the video with no barriers at all. If you have a super complicated process where you have to script everything word for word, you just won't be bothered and you won't get the videos out. I take 12 minutes to script my videos now, and by doing it this way, I'm forced to get videos out. And I actually noticed that when I do it like this, the quality of the videos don't actually go down. In fact, a lot of viewers prefer these type of videos. And when you do it like this, you can get way more videos out. So you can even post daily videos, so 7 videos per week. And when you do that, you get to test many different things. So when you post 7 videos versus just posting one video, you can test out 7 different angles, 7 different ideas, 7 different titles and thumbnails, and you learn way faster this way. Now, one thing you have to keep in mind, if you're going for the volume approach, make sure you're learning on each video. So after every upload, just take away one thing that you can improve on the next video. And that's how you actually improve your videos rather than just pumping out volume and not actually thinking about how you can make the videos better. Now, if you want to work with me to set up your own YouTube content system so you can get videos posted consistently without burning out, then click the link in the description to apply to work with me. But there's a tiny trap that makes coaches waste hours polishing videos. And these little changes, the viewers don't even notice. So imagine you have a window, right? And you're trying to clean this window. And so you scrub it one time with your sponge. You scrub it down and it's kind of clean. But then you go 4 more rounds of scrubbing and the increase in cleanliness is barely noticeable, right? You're doing all this extra scrubbing. You may be scrubbing for 3 times the duration, but it's not that much cleaner. You're getting diminishing returns at a certain point. And when it comes to your YouTube videos, we want to think about it the same way. Instead of trying to get your video at 100% quality, just post your video at 80%. And by doing it like this, you're forced to move faster and get more videos out. So there's a few key things in your videos that you have to think about. For example, your stories, you have the hooks, you have the CTAs, we have the introduction, the content itself. And some of these things are more important than others. I'm going to go through them in a bit and tell you the things you should focus on when creating your videos. Because when you go through our super quick workflow, which I'm going to share in a bit, you want to do things in the correct order, which takes us to the next point. And usually when we're creating YouTube videos, there's some tasks that somehow take all day, even when you should only take a few minutes on them. And I want you to think back to when you were at school. Whenever you got a big project or essay, you probably waited until the night before it was due to actually finish it. It should have taken you weeks to do, but you still managed to complete it on the final day. You stayed up to 2 a.m., but you got it done. And there's a reason behind it. I forgot the exact name, but basically what it is when you get a task and you're given a certain duration of time to finish it, it always takes up to the allotted amount of time to complete it. So if you're given 1 day, you will finish it in 1 day. If you're given 1 year, you will take 1 year to finish it, no matter what the task is. And understanding this, we want to use this trick to get us to make videos as fast as possible. So what I do is I follow this simple 5-step process. And step 1 is to set a 12-minute timer. Now, the period of time that a person focuses the best is between 10 to 15 minutes. I just put 12 minutes because it's in the middle. And when you pick a random number, it just seems to work better in the brain. So 12 minutes. And don't be scared. Okay, you can actually get it done in 12 minutes because we have a bunch of AI prompts that we use during this process to get it done really quick. And step 2 is to just write as fast as you can inside those 12 minutes. So just brain dump everything you have. And then step 3 is to use it as your outline. You then take the outline, and that goes to step 4, which is to film your video. So just take what you have within those 12 minutes and use that as a rough skeleton to film your video. That way you at least have some structure. And since you're going to be educated on your topic anyways, a lot of this is going to be inside of your head, and you can kind of just riff on the spot, and it'll still come out 80% of the way there. It's good enough, right? Your viewers are still going to learn things, and you don't have to waste 5 hours scripting everything word for word. Now, this takes us to step 5, and you might be wondering, what is the correct order in which I should script this video? Because if you try to do everything, you probably get to the point where the timer runs out and you haven't finished the script. And so we want to prioritize certain things that are the most important. And what I found to impact whether a video succeeds or not is this. I think the most important thing is the introduction. And so you want to script this word for word. And so I have prompts that I will show you later on how to script the intro, but intro should be done word for word. This is the first thing I always do. The next thing is the main body section. So you want to script out the content. So all the content, maybe you have 5 or 6 main points. Just write down the main points and then the content that would be in those main points. So this will be your stories, your analogies, it would be the actual key lesson itself. And then lastly, any frameworks or examples that you have. So the story, the lesson, and then any frameworks and examples. Okay, these will be the actual actionable advice that your viewers can take and actually apply what they learned. Now, after you get the main body content created, now we do the final polishing. So this would be things like your CTAs. So we do the CTAs next. These are important because they're how you get your viewers to actually take action. So I would do this next. And then lastly, the hooks. I leave the hooks for last because this is probably a lot easier to freestyle on the spot. Same with CTAs. These things you can freestyle without it being written there. So I leave them there. But pretty much before every section, you add in these little hooks. And by doing it like this, you kind of get to the point where you become a human copywriter, where you're just throwing in these hooks naturally. Once you've written a lot of hooks, you start to memorize the templates and how to actually do hooks. So this part should come quite naturally. Now, I've done this a few times, and you'll probably run into the same problem that I had. And that is that you start to do this, but you notice you don't have enough time. You set the 12-minute timer, and then you get to the 12-minute mark, and all you've written is the intro, and you have like 4 stories ready, and you haven't done everything in time. And so you end up taking an hour anyways to plan this out. But there's a simple trick that you can use to cut down the time it takes to do this. So imagine you're trying to clean an entire house, and you use this tiny little brush. Use a toothbrush to clean the house. It's gonna take forever, right? When on the side you have this giant vacuum cleaner and you can just suck everything up. Why would you use the tiny brush, right? This vacuum cleaner is basically the AI tools and the prompts that you would use. And so I've created some of these tools for you. And there are 5 steps you can take to do this. So step 1 is to turn on the voice to text Chrome extension. So if you go to Google Chrome, you should see this thing. It's called Auto Scribe. And you see how it's typing stuff on the screen right now, which I don't want it to type. But this makes it so that it's way quicker to type. You just talk and your ideas come out. It's better than typing. So get something like this. I don't know how to turn this guy off. Is he still typing stuff, bro? Turn it off. So this is super useful. You can write way faster with your mouth than your fingers. So I recommend this. So step 2 is just brain dump everything you have in your head onto the page with this AI voice tool. And then step 3 is to use AI, so ChatGPT, to organize your brain dump into a clean outline. And we have prompts for doing that, which I will show in a bit. Here's the prompt right here for the intro, and I have a prompt for the outline. If you want access to these prompts, by the way, I'll put a link to it in the description. I'll basically give you access to my prompt banks that you can use to help speed up the video creation process. Link in the description if you want to check it out. But let's test out this script writing process, shall we? I'm going to show you in real time me writing a script in 12 minutes, just so you can see how effective this process is. So I like to use this right here, this little script template. I just have it laid out so it's quicker. So we're going to write this script right here. So we had a little video planned, why 99% of YouTube videos don't make sales, even with views. So let's write for this. So let's just paste out our template. And we're going to start a timer for 12 minutes. Let's go. Okay. So starting out, right? Intro prompt. So we have an intro right here. And we just give it the video title. Let's go to ChatGPT right here. Boom. Video title. There we go. Where's this thing? Dude, I'm panicking. We got to do this fast. And then we see what ChatGPT prints back. So as we can see here, we have 3 variations of the intro, which is copy and paste everything right here. Speed up ChatGPT. What are you doing? Let's go to Chrome. Okay. So I made these prompts so that the intros are very specific. So let's just see. Most business owners think views will save them, but views don't pay your Stripe account. The reason most videos never make a sale is because they talk to everyone, which means they talk to no one. Okay, honestly, this is pretty good. I'm just going to use this. I don't like this let's fix your message line, so I'm just going to switch that with this line. But there we go. Let's delete all this. Most business owners think views will save them, but views don't pay your Stripe account. The reason those videos never make a sale is because they talk to everyone, which means they talk to no one. Coaches and consultants keep refreshing YouTube Studio like it's going to magically drop clients out of the sky. But I learned this the hard way after a video hit 10,000 views and brought in one guy asking if I coach for free. So let's turn your views into people who actually want to pay you. So just to run through our framework. So in our intros, we like to have the target audience. So business owners, it's listed right there. The desired transformation, which is videos that bring in clients. We have that here. And then the stakes, which is what will go wrong if they don't take this advice seriously. And that is 10,000 views and one guy asking if I coach for free. And you see how all the information here is very specific, right? Very specific details is what makes a YouTube script good. If you speak directly to your target avatar, they will love the video. And that's why we include all these details like Stripe account, refreshing YouTube Studio, right? This is so specific. But let's speed run this. I can't sit here yapping about the intros. I think this is good enough. Let's go into the outline. So this video, right? The concept I want to teach is basically the idea that on YouTube, everybody is making copy and paste videos. And so we need to be as specific as possible. So let's use our auto scribe tool. So with YouTube nowadays, a lot of the content is very copy and paste. It's almost like everyone is an NPC nowadays on YouTube. In order to stand out on YouTube, you need to make content that is unique. And you do this through our 3-step framework, NPC framework, niche understanding, unique point of view, copywriting hacks. So the first one is niche understanding, lesson, unique POV, and then lesson here is copywriting hacks. So a little story for niche understanding could be, oh, we got 6 minutes. Okay, let's speed run this. For niche understanding, we could say, imagine you are out in public and you hear someone scream. You might glance over, but that's about it. Now imagine you're out in public and someone calls your name. Now you pay attention. This is because they're speaking directly to you. Use specific details that your viewer will understand. For example, if you're targeting business owners, talk about how they get low quality leads that can't afford their high ticket offer. The more oddly specific it is, the better. This is how you sound real. Anyone can go on ChatGPT and just type in top 10 tips for doing X. Since 2016, content has gotten very repetitive, and that's around where AI came out. And so you basically had AI going in this infinite loop where it was copying ideas, and then AI then goes and copies the other ideas that AI made in the first place. And so you have this death spiral of repetitive content. Use your own stories and analogies to explain a concept, and also package your ideas into unique frameworks. So for example, in this video, we just used the NPC framework. That is something I thought of. Copywriting hacks. Now imagine you have the best knowledge in the world, but if it's not packaged in a way that's enticing, then people aren't going to keep watching. And so because of that, you need to have good copywriting. One key copywriting rule is to use curiosity loops in your script to build curiosity and intrigue and have them want to keep watching. Oddly specific details always outperform vague. So a rule when writing something is this thing disprovable? For example, instead of saying, the man is smart, say, the man reads on the train. Okay, there we go. That's like, we just did 4 points there. I'm just going to go copy and paste this in the ChatGPT. We don't have much time left. We have 3 minutes. So outline prompt. Dude, this is so stressful. Take this, control copy, go to ChatGPT, boom. And then we're going to take my brain dump right here and just have it outline it. So we got 3 minutes. So now ChatGPT organizes it in a way that's easy to understand. You can kind of go through this, but there we go. Let's go back to our script. I'm just gonna create a new page here. Take this introduction. So this should be good enough to kind of riff through, give you enough structure on how to make this unique. It's already done like an example hook here, which could be all right. It's not gonna be the best hook, but it's good enough. Now, last things I want to add is just CTAs. So just put mid-roll CTA here, and then maybe another CTA right here. So mid-roll CTA, and then end screen CTA. Send them to another video. So I just made this video right here, the 12-minute YouTube script system. So we're going to send them to this video, the 12-minute YouTube script system. So since we have, less than 2 minutes, the CTAs, I'm just going to riff. Same thing with the end screen call to actions because we don't really have enough time. But with this, you should have enough. I think the intro, word for word, is done. Point one, I just want to make sure this analogy is good. So for some reason, it used a different analogy. That wasn't the analogy I didn't actually list anything. So let's say my own insight here is that YouTube is harder than ever to stand out. You see hundreds of creators posting the same thing, almost like NPCs, non-playable creators. So I'm just going to use that to build context instead. And so this idea of the non-playable creator is what I'm going to use. To stand out, your content needs to be unique. NPC framework. So that's a framework. Told to one person, someone shouts your name in the mall. Niche understanding makes people feel seen. Use details only your viewer knows. Okay, this is good. Share your own lens. So there we go. The alarm has been gone off, but that should be good enough. Like as you can see in 12 minutes, we pretty much written out a video that I could just have this on my phone. And then what I would do to film is just like what I did just now. We had this board. I'm basically just like writing stuff out as I speak and ideas come to me. And you get a video out that's a bit unstructured. You kind of ramble a bit. But with YouTube, I found that the volume approach works best. And these sort of videos, like you're going to get better at this over time. And so honestly, this process I've been doing for like the last 3 or so videos, and you're just going to start to have all these frameworks in your head that you teach, and it's going to come naturally. You're going to kind of know, okay, I kind of want to talk about this today, and you just freestyle. And as you do it multiple times, you get better and better. Like anything, this is a skill you can develop. And so give it a try. Once again, if you want access to the prompts, I'll put it in the link in the description. Now, you can have the fastest content system in the world, but if your video titles suck, then you'll attract low quality leads into your funnel. And this is why you have sales calls where the lead has a total budget of $40 when your high ticket offer goes for $3,000. So if you want to avoid this mistake, then watch this video next to learn how to write better YouTube titles and grow your business. I'll put it up on the screen for you to watch next.